Alright guys, so increasing and decreasing percentage. So a decreasing percent is a percent, okay, that tells us how much the quantity goes down. Okay, for an example, like a 25% decrease or a 50% off coupon is all percent decrease. A percent increase is just the opposite. So it's a percent that tells us how much the quantity increased or went up. Okay, moving on to today's learning target. So I can draw a tape diagram that represents an increase and decrease, and when I know the starting amount and percent increase or decrease, I can find the new amount. So in example 1, it says last year's apple harvest was 25% less than this year's apple harvest, and next year's harvest is predicted to be 30% greater than this year's harvest. So I'm going to start out with a simple tape diagram, okay? This is going to represent this year's apple harvest. So this is this year. I'm going to just make a little color code over here. So this is this year, okay? And then it says that last year's apple harvest was 25% less. So that means that I'm just going to break this down and say that this is 25%. Okay, so the red is last year. And then it says it's predicted that next year's will be 30% greater. So I'm going to have to add 30%. So this is 30%, and this encompasses all of this. So this is next year. Okay, when looking at this, the original year was the purple. Okay, so this is originally 100%. Okay, last year it was 25% less, so it's 75% of the whole. And then next year it's 30% more than 100, so it's 130%. All right, looking at the next example, okay, it says Taylor makes $7.35 an hour and he gets a 20% raise. What are his new hourly earnings? Okay, first thing we have to do is turn this percent into a decimal. So we move 2 spots to the left and we get 0.2. We take his original salary, multiply it by 0.2 to get the new amount of what he's going to be making. So we take 7.35 times 0.2 and we get $1.47. That needs to be added to his original $7.35. Okay, so once we get that, we add $7.35 to it and we get $8.82 is his new hourly earnings. For the next example, it says gas costs $2.35. It decreased 5%. What is the new cost per gallon? I'm going to show you a different way to do this as well as the first way. So if $2.35 was the original, that's 100%. Okay? So $2.35 was 100%. Okay? We now are taking 5% less than that, so that would be 95%. Okay, so if we multiply 2.35 times 0.95, we get $2.23. That's our 5% decrease. Okay, this is the new amount of how much the gas per gallon costs. You'll notice in the first one, I found the amount that it went up by and then added it to the original. In this one, we found the percent it went down by and then just multiplied by the original. Okay, so looking at the practice, it says last year they got 5 pounds of lettuce, and this year they saw a 35% increase. How much lettuce did they get, and show this in a tape diagram. Okay, so tape diagram, should always just start off with a rectangle. Last year they got 5 pounds, and this year they saw a 35% increase. So this was originally their 100%. They added 35%. And last year we were at 5 pounds. Okay, we need to find a new increase. So we'll take 5 pounds times 0.35, and we get 1.75. Okay, we add that back to the original, and we get 6.75 pounds. Okay, we could also have done this by adding these two together, and we get 5 times 135%, or 1.35. And if you take 5 times 1.35, you get 6.75 pounds. So the same answer, just a different way.